Have you felt like you've been pushing against a locked door for months, maybe even years? It's that frustrating feeling of being stuck, of knowing that deep down inside something has to give, but you just don't know how. So it's time to get ready because the universe is about to hand you the key. This Capricorn full moon is going to happen on July the 10th, 2025. And it's not just another event, it's a collective energetic breakthrough. Finally, here to dismantle the old rickety structures that have been holding you back. There's a massive wave of emotional clarity that is about to wash over you. It's asking you one thing: stop forcing what isn't working. Trust the new path that's clearing right before you. Like I said, July 10th, the moon hits its peak in the disciplined and structured sign of Capricorn. This potent energy shines a bright spotlight on your ambitions, your responsibilities, and the very architecture of your life. Capricorn is the zodiac's master builder, always focusing on legacy and what it is we can achieve. But this full moon is standing in direct opposition in the sun and heartfelt nurturing Cancer, creating a powerful tension between your public life and your private world. This cosmic face-off is forcing you to get honest about the balance you need to have within your career and your emotional well-being. It's a moment of reckoning, making us all look at where we have been overworking for the sake of status or a paycheck, all while our needs went unmet. Many of us are standing at a crossroads, realizing that the old, inherited ideas of what success is supposed to be just isn't going to fit anymore. We're being called to inspect the foundations we built, because you have to ask yourself, are they truly supporting you, or are they just a beautiful cage? Well, Capricorn energy can be all business. The power of the lunar peak is always very emotional. That's exactly where the breakthrough happens. A powerful surge of awareness that is coming to light, illuminating feelings and needs that you have suppressed for the sake of doing the right thing. Imagine a dam finally breaking, allowing the deep, nurturing waters of your soul to flood the carefully constructed reality you've been living in. This isn't about falling apart, it's about becoming whole again. This energy is here to clear out stagnation, outdated beliefs, emotional baggage, and the generational patterns around duty and success that have kept you stuck. It's a collective awakening to our deeper truth, urging us to let go of responsibilities that were never ours to carry in the first place. You're being invited to heal your relationship with what it means to build a meaningful life. All this intense clearing, you might be tempted to make sudden drastic moves, but the real wisdom of this Capricorn full moon lies in stillness and strategy. This isn't about making chaotic leaps. Instead, you are being asked to pause, reflect, integrate everything that is now becoming so clear to you. A full moon is for release and culmination, not for frantically starting something brand new. Now, thankfully, we do have some cosmic support for this measured approach. Mars, the planet of action, is in practical Virgo, forming this harmonious trine with the full moon. This aspect lends a grounded, precise, and powerful energy to our plans. It encourages you to make small, intentional adjustments rather than blowing everything up. It's about working smarter, not harder, and creating a clear strategy for how you'll move forward once the path is fully visible. It's time to honor your emotional truth and your rational mind, making decisions with grounded wisdom. So we are going to be going around the full zodiac starting within the sign of Capricorn, and you can look this up based on your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. And we're going to be asking the divine for some guidance for you as you navigate this particular profound shift. We are going to be asking, how is this breakthrough energy appearing within your life? And what old structures are you finally ready to release? Check out the timestamps below and you'll be able to follow along through there, and stick around towards the end for a final very important message for all of you. Capricorn, you're going to be learning I'm hearing hard truths. There's something that you have been learning about, something that you have been engaging in. It feels as though you're going to be breaking open a book and opening yourself up to some radical knowledge. If you have been holding off on any kind of writing projects, whatever has been within your path that has made you feel as though you couldn't move forward, a lot of these blocks are getting ready to be released and removed. There's an idea that you had about what health and wealth and even fame meant to you that was actually holding you back. It's not to say that you were a bad person or you had bad motivations. You've actually had a lot of karmic people in your ear trying to tell you how it's supposed to be. Your mentors are going to be changing, and you're being asked to just embrace the shift as it happens, because the structure that you were previously building on would not have supported you in the first place. Aquarius, you can begin to expect a breakthrough, but your focus needs to actually shift. There has been some kind of long-term commitment or long-term relationship that you were counting on in order to make your manifestations come in. It's going to be important that you recognize a lot of quick shifts are going to start happening in your reality, and you're being asked to just accept all the changes and let it go. Your foundation is not being compromised. Something unexpected will show up. It has everything to do with your home life. A lot of you have been sitting at home or trying to rediscover what home life means to you. I get the sense that you've been healing at home. Because you have been healing at home and you've been working on that nurturance, grace, but also rebuilding your foundation from the ground up, because you don't need to focus as much on healing anymore. It means that your life needs to change. If sudden shifts happen, do not be alarmed. It means that you're actually ready to start working on the things you genuinely want to work towards. Pisces, you're going to be given an incentive to finally let something go out of your life. This could be a friendship, but this also could be a limiting mindset. But it's a catch-22. Until you release this, you won't be able to bring the brand new in. It's not necessarily a threat, but if you are taking that statement as a threat, your clue is that you have somebody within your energy who is very jealous of you, and you're being guided just to let them go. You are developing some new structures, and this new life is a confirmation that you can start settling in and make plans. A lot of you felt as though you haven't been able to make any proper plans. It's sort of as though you come up with the idea and then suddenly everything collapsed out from underneath you. However, once you're able to identify who this jealous individual is, you can still technically have them within your life, but you're just being asked to stop giving them so much weight in their opinions of you. Okay, Aries, there's going to be a lot of epiphanies that you're going to start experiencing from your thought space, but I get the sense that you have had to be extremely patient. It feels as though you've had a lot of energies around you that they just have no clue that they're disrupting you, and you are trying to be kind, give them space, and just allow them to go about their way. But it's been difficult because it feels as though these energies have been overwhelming, too much, too loud, wrong time. In some ways, it may feel as though you're constantly interrupted or you're being disrupted at very inconvenient moments. But there's something about you learning how to govern your thoughts in between the chaos that's bringing you some profound illumination. A lot of you guys are being guided to consider moving or changing up your living space. It's as though you have contorted your physical reality to make yourself feel more comfortable. But I use the word contorted because you're kind of this sort of karmic in between, and you've been sort of piling together a bunch of solutions in order to temporarily make you feel better. But you've actually gotten a lot better at quieting your mind, even if your physical reality feels as though it's a little bit chaotic. So whether if this is a full-blown move or you're just being guided to start decluttering, cleaning up, you're welcoming in some latent thoughts in the back of your mind that you have felt either too ashamed or too stressed out to bring into your reality. So just allow yourself to be within your thoughts And be very, very patient at this time, Aries. Taurus, I feel like there's going to be a bit of a divine surprise just popping up within your reality. But it's one of these things where you might have been expecting a third-party person to crop up, maybe try to communicate. But there's a bit of a shift going on specifically for you where you're starting to learn how to, I want to say, be your own master. But in many ways, you're learning how to take more governship and make more decisions that are in alignment to you. Because I get the sense, Taurus, that you have been overly flexible to other people's needs. Why? Because you're a kind, compassionate, empathetic individual. But there's a real ask right now for you to start taking a little bit more governship on making certain decisions. Some of you have been afraid of being a bully or that you're not being sensitive to other people's needs. However, wow, divine feminine. You're being asked to listen to your own feminine energy. It's as though your inner girlfriend has been trying to get a hold of you. Taurus, whoever you are learning what the art of soul unity truly means. And that's learning to govern your yin and yang, your masculine and your feminine. You have been doing such a great job taking care of every single other person in your life, but your structure right now requires you to start taking greater priority. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're working towards things that contribute to your joy and prosperity. You're going to be asked to start making some big changes in your life very quickly. And you have to know that if you're following your heart, that it is always the kindest thing you can do no matter what. Gemini, the way that you view magic, spirituality, and empowerment is going to start shifting. Whether if you regard yourself as a witch or a practical individual, I'm getting the sense that you are going to start falling back in love with the idea of what magic and miracles could mean to you. A lot of you have been working hard, trying to understand the next steps on your path. There's a gentle reminder here that what you have asked for is already technically here, but for some strange reason, your proverbial eyes aren't registering it. And part of the reason, because I do have the card of the guides, your actual spiritual structure is going through a massive deconstruction. And you're going to be asked to take into account everything that you have been working towards when it comes to your spiritual practices. Again, you could be all witchy-woo or down-to-earth practical, but the way that you've been going about your spirituality, your guides are going to be asking you to deconstruct everything from the ground up and be comfortable with building it again. Everything that you have been doing up until this point has been useful, and you're being asked to not feel as though you are a failure. This is about you learning as a student and stepping into your mastery. Cancer, I feel like you have been very hella tired, and it's as though you've been struggling with feeling deflated, but there's going to be a huge breakthrough, a reappearing within your life, and it's going to finally put fire in the belly again. I feel as though there's going to be a creative opportunity, something that you've been longing for, almost as though it's a lifetime dream that's going to be finally showing up. But with the card of shift right here, there's a big ask for you right now, Cancer. Stop changing everything on the fly. Because this creative opportunity, while it is fire and passion and finally feeling as though you can get back onto your feet again, you might be tempted to just change something at the last second. If that happens, you're being asked to take a step back and check in with your body, because there's this fear as though if people truly see you for who it is that you actually are, they won't accept you anymore. And that's the ask. You have something amazing coming in, but you've got somebody within your energy who is jealous, who is projecting onto you, and is making you think that you need to change everything to favor them. And your intuition is asking you to please just follow what makes you feel good and what is within alignment with your creative potential. Leo, you are so divinely protected at this time. And because a lot of you have been taking new risks, experimenting, trying something brand new, it's actually made you a little bit fearless. This is classic Leo energy. Whatever it is that you have been working on, you're going to start seeing how divinely protected you are, and it's giving you a chance to start experimenting. Think outside the box. Do things that scare you, but you can still say that you can still stay grounded. Because whatever it is that this is incoming, every time you go to work on this, it feels like you're getting heavier and potentially as though you could feel ungrounded. It almost feels like you're going into shock. Don't be alarmed. This actually means your manifestation is incoming and your body is just preparing for a very intense vibrational shift. Good fortune. Some of you guys are going to finally start making money on your passion projects. A lot of you, more than likely, have been doing all the research that it is that you need in order to market something. But if you felt as though nothing has come through, it's because you have been needing to work towards your passion projects. Don't worry about the money, just be receptive to it. And even if this isn't just about money on a literal sense, this is recognition, finally meeting the right people at the right place at the right time, and just walking into a timeline where you can start feeling comfortable that if you just enjoy life, that you enjoy what it is you do on a day-to-day basis, good things are magnetized to you and you are worthy to receive those good things. Virgo, you probably have been waiting for some information to come in, and when you are ready for the breakthrough, you're going to be getting a message, a communique, as though you're going to be getting some kind of confirmation that whether this is a project or a job opportunity, maybe even hearing from somebody that you haven't heard from in a very, very long time. There's something about this initial communication. It's going to start changing your path in ways that you can't imagine at this point. I think a few of you might have been a little bit worried because it's as though things within your 3D reality, maybe they've been falling apart. Maybe you've been seeing signs, especially with the nature spirits. You might have been worried that you were picking up on bad omens, but there's something about this culmination of what it is that you have been going through that the universe has been on your side this entire time, and all it has been doing is sending subtle clues. It's sort of as though it took 6 weeks for the universe to send you a simple sentence. Pay attention to your thoughts. Stop speaking so much. Learn to listen and learn to ground. Libra, I really get the sense that you're going to be going through some mass awakening this particular full moon. But where were you at 6 months ago with the new moon in Capricorn? Because I get the sense that the person who you were back then is nothing like the person who you are right now. There's an ask for you to ruminate over the past 6 months and honor where it is you have been going. It's almost like you're being asked to create a makeshift memorial of what you've recently gone through, because a cycle in your life is finally and fully completing. It's as though you're going to be receiving news of a miracle, or people are going to start just naturally expressing themselves to you, because you may have been worried about becoming a healer out of fear of seeming arrogant, or maybe even coming across as though you are a fraud. But you're finally going to start getting external confirmation from your 3D reality. And being a healer doesn't mean that you necessarily magically cure somebody of a terrible illness. This could just be the words that you speak are finally resonating. The content or the vibration that you put out into the world, people are starting to become more kindly and responsive. So there's an ask for you to release your limiting beliefs about yourself. You know enough to stay within your lane and know what claims that are worth making. But for some of you, there's an ask for you to stop being so dependent on somebody else's healing abilities and really start focusing on healing yourself. Scorpio, you have been in this position where you've had to do a lot of work within your shadow and get to know the darkness behind who it is that you could have been, or even the type of person that you accidentally turned into. But this is where your breakthrough will start appearing in your reality. There's something that you hid from yourself a little while ago that is finally getting ready to be reawakened. It is interesting. I want to Freudian slip and almost use wah-wah talk or baby talk. And I feel like there's something from your childhood that you buried or thought you should bury, or maybe wrote it off as nonsensical, that's finally coming back up to the surface to be released. Because there's some kind of limiting belief that kept you feeling anxious all of the time, especially if you felt as though this shouldn't bother me because I was a kid. I'm a grown up now. It shouldn't bother me anymore. There's a subconscious healing going on within your emotionality, and it is from a bad habit that you might have picked up from family, maybe a religious belief or something that you picked up from society when you were a kid, but you're being asked to let go of that version of you. You aren't that person anymore, and try not to judge your own standards based on a previous version of you. Fall in love with the person you are becoming. Don't loathe the person you used to be. Sagittarius, I am picking up you are going through a massive spiritual growth, and I feel as though you're starting to really tune into your inner grown-up, and it feels like you're learning how to parent yourself. If you have been struggling with trying to find external validation, whether if it's trying to prove that you're lovable when you had parents that didn't know how to express those emotions to you, there's an ask in here. If you could just learn how to take care of yourself and have healthy boundaries with the people that are trying to impress their opinions on you, there's something about you learning to stand up for yourself is where you're going to find this powerful sense of growth. Because this chaos that you have been trying to entertain subconsciously for so many years, it's caused this fog or like a brain fog, or it's put your body into this consistent state of dysregulation. But as you're learning how to grow into being the person who it is you want to be, the person that you desire to be, the person that is in alignment with, I want to call a foolish childhood version of yourself, if that makes any sense. But you're learning how to become the person you always wanted to be. And the more you are like yourself, the storm becomes easier to navigate because you're no longer entertaining those external energies that made you feel unworthy, that made you feel as though you were lackluster. And there you have it, guys. As you begin to let go of the old, outdated ambitions, the inherited burdens, the roles that you've long since outgrown, you're creating space. This moon is a sacred release. It's through this process that the way forward is going to be revealed. You will find that the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable, they are dissolving, or that new opportunities are presenting themselves now that you've shed the weight of what was holding you back. Being encouraged to reclaim your inner authority. It's about trusting the journey as it unfolds and recognizing that true strength comes not from controlling every single outcome, but from building a life that is in deep alignment with your soul's purpose. You are the architect of your life, and this is your chance to reroute the paths that have become muddy and establish firmer ground for your future. I invite you to share your story in the comments below. Your experience might just be the sign someone else has been waiting for. And if you want to stay updated with more insights like this, please make sure to subscribe. Happy full moon in Capricorn, everybody. When I see you guys at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.